Here we go, we're in the far north of Queensland. The Cairns Taipans play host to Tasmania. Cairns got their game going last week. We'll see if it continues on their home floor. When it comes to Tasmania, we know they're always a difficult team to topple. But even though I think Cairns are a big price at home, and I reckon you could have something on them to win straight up, we'll take them at the line. So 4.5 points, we'll take the head start. Milton Doyle's always dangerous. We're scoring the ball, and Will Magnay getting on the glass. So enjoy this game, the Cairns Taipans and the Jackies.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Doyle inside for Magnay. Oh, he's up and about too.
Magnay's fired up.
Only Magnay in front of him.
No, sir.
Magnay's setting them all back tonight. Momentum changing. Delavan over. Dropped it off the Marcus Lee. Magnay met him at the summit and denied him. This place is about to pop.
Wow.
Will Magnay, well, they've spoken about him as an NBA prospect, a two-way prospect all throughout his career, harboured by injuries, but finally, after a Boomers campaign, we are seeing him back to his best, blocking everything that decides to come into the paint. Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland. Will Magnay's turned into box office basketball.
He's fantastic.
It was always going to be once he got healthy, right?
Yeah,
because we saw these. I mean, you go back to the times he was in Brisbane. He was playing against Andrew Bogut. That was when he had his breakout. He's only 26, so you'd think there's another NBA opportunity coming.
I'm getting hungry. Hungry Jack's tipping. Where are you playing this round?
Oh, what a shocking segue. Let's get into it. I got last night's correct, which Copes texted me he got it wrong, so let it be known that I'm 1-0. I've got Cairns winning this game. I think Tassie coming up there, knowing it's a doubleheader, Perth coming in. Perth... Again, I think there's been some late outs that I probably would have changed that. I should have done that beforehand. Illawarra, Sydney, Melbourne United, and then Tassie to take care of business in home floor.
All right, here are the real tips right here. We're going to go Cairns, Taipans tonight, Wildcats, the Hawks at home, Kings, United, the JackJumpers over the Wildcats.
They're the exact same ones as me.
That's all right. I didn't call you. You didn't call me.
The worst thing about that was I thought you were about to throw your glasses on because you could barely read what was on the
screen.
Hey,
bro, I'm getting old, man. Come on, I can't see.
Pete, it's time, of course. Cairns versus Tasmania, the first of this doubleheader. Your bold prediction.
Yeah, bold prediction. Milton Doyle's going to have a big game. I'm going to predict 20. I haven't finished. Don't be rude. 25-5, and I reckon he's going to go a bit bigger than that as well.
Oh, perfect. Leonard, come on. And I preface this, Leonard, you are 0-3 on your bold prediction.
And that's why I don't like doing it, and that's why I'm not going to do it right now. But now I'll give you one. Wardenberg and Jordan Crawford to combine for 8 threes.
Are they shooting them or are they making them?
They'll shoot 8 threes. They might make them. Who knows? Let's go.
It's all happening here. Your final prediction as well for the game in general.
I think Cairns are going to win a close one. Again, you talk about the two different styles. I'll give Cairns the slight edge, and apparently you will unless you change your tip.
No, I just think Cairns will win, but it'll be tight. Yeah, it'll be tight.
Certainly going to go down to the wire. You've got Joel Peterson taking you through this game as well. So you guys scurry over there, get your mics off and get into position. It is the Cairns Taipans taking on the Tassie JackJumpers. Both of these teams fresh off a win, fresh off big wins, and Taron Armstrong back in action. Cairns Tassie tipping off now.
Rumbles down the lane. Down the middle of the floor. Gets it denied upstairs by Wardenberg. Edwards for 3. Got it. Rob Edwards is fired up. So he knows how to do exactly that.
Magnay met him at the summit and denied him. Crawford for 3. This place is about to pop.
Magnay!
Wow. I was about to get loud in here now. You hear that?
Good look. Milton Doyle runs running through his veins.
Here we go.
The Cairns Convention Centre, our host for a Friday night special between the Cairns Taipans and the Tasmania JackJumpers. Both teams coming off a win at home last time out. The Snakes getting the better of the Sixers. The Jackies the better of Melbourne United. They both come in here ahead of a weekend doubleheader for them. The first leg of a Friday night doubleheader for us. And it is going to be an interesting game, that is for sure. Fans piling into the Snake Pit to see that man and his team. And Milton Doyle will be hoping to take a win away. Our Mitsubishi Motors ladder has them 6th and 7th, 1-1 to start this season. He would have to be pretty happy with how his team's going at the moment, Pete Hawley.
I think he will now. They responded, and there was a lot of talk from Scott Roth last weekend before the Melbourne United game that the whole club, and him especially, they've hit a big reset, right? Things weren't going too well. They had a lot of travel, had some injuries. They were just a little bit all over the place emotionally. They've reset that. They get a big win against United. Now they're trying to get another one here in Cairns.
You're in the building on Saturday night to see the Will Magnay block party. Copes, you were invited. You had front row seats. It was quite the show.
He was amazing. Look, and he's one of the most athletic centers in the league. He reminds me of a Simon DeWitt, if any older people out there remember. Just the knowledge of where the ball is going to be, his smarts, his IQ, and he's so athletic, man. You get him going on the defensive end, and then you throw down a couple of alley-oop dunks, then the crowd goes nuts. So I just enjoyed watching him play.
He is all kinds of fun, is Will Magnay, and when he's at his best, he's right in the thick of that defensive player conversation. He was in the mix last year, will be in the mix this year as well. Milton Doyle, just seeing him sort of round into some kind of form to start the season, Pete.
Yeah, again, I think there's going to be a whole lot of different role clarity this year with no Jack McVeigh, with him departing to the Houston Rockets. And last year, he talked about it, Copes, in the pre-game. Milton Doyle was a little bit less standard than we saw in his first year, but this year he understands that he needs to be their guy, and by that, he needs to put up a lot of points every single night, and he's playing with that confidence. Make no mistake, he's one of the premier players in the competition. He's a top 5 player in the NBL for me.
A couple of big gun import guards tonight. Milton Doyle, he takes on the matchup with Rob Edwards. 31 last time out for the Snakes, his home debut. Looking forward to seeing what he can deliver second up, Copes.
He's special, look, and he's aggressive. And that scares a lot of people because he's coming at you always. Every time he touches that ball, he's thinking about scoring. They call him the microwave, and he's averaging 24 points a game, leading the league. So his confidence is going to be sky high. I don't know who they're going to put on him. If they put Milton Doyle on him, Doyle has to be careful not to get into foul trouble.
So Rob Edwards, he was all kinds of fun last week. Hopefully he can deliver something like that again. He'll need a big performance if the Snakes are to win tonight. Sam Wardenberg, terrific last week as well, 21, 11 and 4. Just looks like he's got his confidence back. He had all kinds of injury issues, concussion issues last year. After coming off that Next Gen award in his first season, he is primed for a big campaign. Great to have courtside with us again, the Emmy Award-winning reporter in Ariana Praver. Ariana, welcome.
Thank you, guys. And, you know, the young superstar Taran Armstrong will be back on the court tonight. His minutes are still to be determined, but he was one of the first players out maybe like 2-3 hours before the game, getting up shots. You can see the excitement in his eyes. Coach is happy to have him back. And this also means that Rob Edwards, who has been showing out, will be able to go back to his true position on the wing as shooting guard. But he told me earlier it's just business as usual. No changes need to be made.
I think no changes would probably be a good thing off the performance that he put out there last time for Rob Edwards, but it will make it a little bit easier for him. We know what a good creator Taran Armstrong is.
Yeah, exactly right. I think they're really going to coexist nicely. It might take a little bit of time in this game and maybe a couple of games because Rob Edwards started the season so well. But Taran Armstrong really has the keys to drive this bus, make no mistake about it. He sees the floor better than a lot of point guards around the league, and I'm excited to see this next season for Taran under Adam Ford.
The one thing about Taran Armstrong is because he's so smart, he knows he has to get the ball. He has to get the ball to Rob Edwards, but he also likes to get the ball to everyone else. He's one of those guys that loves to pass the ball and the exciting passes as well, not just the normal pass. So I love to watch him play, hoping he can play the whole game, but we'll wait and see.
As you can see, he's in the starting lineup as well for this Cairns Taipans team, so he slots straight into that starting lineup, replacing Jonah Antonio. So it's Armstrong, Edwards, Wardenberg, Groves and Bradshaw for Adam Ford.
And I'm expecting a minutes restriction for sure. When you've got a soft tissue injury, especially early in the season, and what I love about that, if there is one, that they're not just bringing him off the bench. Throw him into his usual spot with his usual team, the combination they're going to run with, and then limit his minutes after that.
And that man is in the starting lineup for Tassie, as always, with Milton Doyle, Anthony Drimmick, Ruben Tarangi, and Will Magnay. It's going to be a fascinating matchup between he and Sam Wardenberg tonight, the two big fellas inside.
You know what, though? The one matchup we haven't spoken about was Drimmick on Edwards. Drimmick is one of those players who likes to cause a little angst.
I wouldn't do that in this one against Rob Edwards.
Oh, you wouldn't? Really?
Rob Edwards, we saw it in the blitz. He's very quiet off the court, but if you poke the bear,
okay.
Oh man, it's going to get ugly.
Well, let's wait and see.
Wait and see, we will indeed. First of 8, Friday night doubleheader. Cairns and Taipans into Melbourne and Perth. Big round in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And Drimmick goes straight to Edwards. And he's here to him off the ball. Tarangi guarding Wardenberg to start. Bradshaw gets the switch onto Drimmick. Big Sam puts it on the floor. Fade away. Jordan Crawford bringing it up for Tassie, who had a rough start to the season shooting the ball. 19-7-2 last time out, though, in a better performance in that win over Melbourne. Doyle's just lobbed it into no one. Edwards back the other way, almost lost it. Bradshaw with a beautiful move inside.
Wasn't the prettiest opening few seconds, but we got there in the end thanks to Pedro Bradshaw.
I expect this game to be a real physical match because watching Tasmania last week, they really got up and in against Melbourne United, and they had success. So if you're playing like that, you know that's what's going to get you wins.
Oh, Magnay with one already. Chalk it up.
He is just unbelievably physical in the air. Have a look at this, Sam Wardenberg. He's already taken off, and then Will Magnay, his ability to use his strength in the air without fouling, knowing that he's still going to be hanging in the air to block you after, is what makes him the premier defensive big in the competition.
NBL champions Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, your experts this evening. Emmy award-winning Ariana Praver is courtside for us. Rob Edwards from outside. He's picking up where he left off.
He's a machine. He's a gun.
Hey, not everyone gets the nickname the microwave.
That's right.
Never takes him long to get involved, Edwards. Crawford likes the look of it. A little bit strong. Will just lost the handle. Tanner Groves, just the 7 minutes last time out, Pete, had all kinds of foul trouble.
Yeah, that's the matchup that I'm looking forward to is Groves versus Will Magnay. He's got to stay out of foul trouble because they need to use his big body on Will Magnay. As Milton Doyle picks up the foul and Pedro Bradshaw go to the line for two. But Rob Edwards hits another couple. It's the matchup between him and Craig Sort that I'm expecting to spend a lot of time on him. He said he's knocked one down now. He can heat up very quickly, hence the nickname, by the way, Copes.
That's how it works?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Not just his preferred cooking method. You spent a bit of time with this man at the Blitz, calling a game with him. He's had an uneven start to the season, but he looks like he's got plenty of tools. And
I put a lot of that down to Taran Armstrong missing as well, because he was signed to this team as a 3-and-D player. That's where he's had his career, his resume, his shot in the NBA of just being a great defender and knock down the open three. He's had to create a little more, and right there, he's doing some good things on the glass.
He brings the energy. He's one of those guys that not going to go out and get you 20 points and 10 rebounds, but what he does is he gets steals. You know, he dives on the floor. He brings the extra.
Shot it at 40% from three in his last G League season. Pedro Bradshaw, here's Drimmick from outside. He cans that one. Anthony Drimmick with an early hit. Armstrong's up the floor immediately and gives it away. Doyle from outside cans that one. We're tied at 8.
That's not going to make Adam Ford happy at all. Turnover's one thing, but they had numbers back. How they lost Milton Doyle. And there's Rob Edwards getting downhill. Yeah, replay. Trimming a little catch and shoot. And right there, they had the numbers back, just no one talking. Got to find Milton Doyle. That's his second knockdown already.
So shooting it at 27%, the three ball in their opening 2 games, Tassie. Luckily for them, their opponents had only been shooting it at 29%, which had kept them around in contests.
Yep, in France.
Opening round loss by 9 to Melbourne United, and a second round win by 9 over Melbourne United for Tassie. So came into this the perfect 100% on the season, with as many points scored as against.
They technically played 7 games in a row against Melbourne United, going back to the championship series last year.
I'm still surprised no one's looking to post up Crawford. Or, I mean, if you look at the size of Taran Armstrong and those guys, what's wrong with throwing that ball in the box?
Taran Armstrong, I think, will post up at some stage, just a couple of times, but you spoke of this before, Copes. There's not too many post-up point guards in the league. Mitch McCarron notorious at doing it. Ty Webster will do it occasionally, and Rob Edwards trying to stay hot.
And you really don't need to have post moves. If you're that much bigger than the guard, then you got to have a look at it. I mean,
Taron Armstrong had the best scoring game of his career against Tassie last year, so their matchup down in Tassie, 18 points, 7 of 12 shooting that afternoon, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
Now, Joel, Copes has said this a lot about the post-up. So, Copes, you've got the ball in the block. JC's guarding you. What are you giving him?
don't even ask me that question. You kidding me? Come on, man.
Not much of an answer, despite.
Well,
I haven't heard a move there. Magnay from outside. Hello!
He's quietly got that range. We talked about it in the pre-game, going back to his time in Brisbane, is when he started to have some confidence in that. He's open. I'd like to see him let it fly a couple more times.
There's a new dimension.
If we talk about him being the player he is, if he puts that in his game and he's consistent with it, he won't be in this league for long. That's for sure.
He's only 26.
That's right.
Tanner Groves with some real strength.
He is flooring everybody right now.
The lumberjack. Tarangi tried to clean up his own miss. Last touch by.
And this is exactly why Adam Ford was so high on getting Tanner Groves in. He's going to set a tone physically. He's going to try and raise the energy.
He's nearly halfway gone in this opening frame. Good start in the snake pit. Wardenberg working outside. Edwards. Now to Groves, who can stroke it from outside just like that.
Pretty shot. And he's solid from outside as well.
That's why he's so important to this team. He's going to stay out of foul trouble. Last week was just not okay. They managed to get the win thanks to Rob Edwards' brilliance.
Magnay right back at him.
He gives him the little flop warning.
It's probably just a bit of a...
Edwards can't finish at the other end.
The one thing I've noticed about Edwards is he can get to the basket with ease. I mean, I don't care who's in front of him. He's good enough to make those moves and gets to the basket whenever he wants.
It's a pickup game right now.
He's got a nice combination of shiftiness and strength, and Bradshaw on the third attempt.
Just keep an eye on Ruben Tarangi here. He's a little sore after that clash. Makes his way back down the floor now. We spoke about it off the top and in the pre-game too. Very contrasting styles of play. Magnay, 2 for 2.
Oh, almost. Around and out for Will Magnay. Wardenberg putting it on the floor. Straight over Tarangi, gets it to go.
Super confident right now. He's playing with a different level of confidence we saw last year. A lot of that goes back to now he's playing a power forward. This is where he likes to play.
Four minutes remaining opening frame. Snakes by 4. Tarangi's offline.
Only had 2 whistles in the first 6 minutes.
Has been up and back.
You're not complaining, are you?
I like it.
I know, I like it.
Bradshaw inside. There's the post up on Crawford. Wardenberg couldn't finish it.
Come on, big fella. You got the smartest guy on the floor and you miss a bunny.
Drimic on the take. He misses that one. And getting some good looks. Open floor opportunity for Edwards.
Got that strength about him. And this is the pace of the Cairns Taipans. You don't want to turn it over. Rob Edwards is having a little words to say to the Jack Jumper bench. He goes on the break like this. You're probably just better off getting out of the way. Otherwise, it's going to be a 3-point play. He is just too big, too strong.
7 points early for Rob Edwards on 2 of 4 shooting. He caught up with Ariana Prather pre-game.
Last time we were here, it was a battle till the end. Just talk to me about how much fight your team has.
We got a lot of fight. Just like if you was to know us, you would know that everybody here for a reason, like what Coach say all the time, but we all fighting for something. We all got a chip on our shoulder. You know, the league throw us under the bus. You know, we got not as much of the budget as everybody else, so you know, we all fighters, though, at the end of the day, and that's what's going to allow us to compete in this league.
Well, last game you dropped a 30-piece. Super fun to watch. What was the mentality then, and how do you get it done again now?
I just made shots. I was aggressive, you know, and they went in for me. I put the work in, so I expect that every game. But, you know, when you make shots, it feels good. I wasn't really paying attention to what all was going on, but just moving forward, I mean, I'm going to try to just do the same thing. You know, I'm strong in my routine and, you know, doing the things that I'm supposed to do on game day, and I try to live right. So, you know, hopefully it go in for me today, too.
Rob Edwards with some interesting comments there.
That was a Copes. That was 100.
You're the news, and you're the news man. Tell us what he's talking about.
Well, I would assume he's talking about everybody predicting them to come last. I did not put that prediction in. Thank you very much, Lenard.
Drubik outside. AK Gax checked in for his 50th NBL appearance. Spent some time with the Hawks, of course, and now his second season under Adam Ford at the Snakes. That's a giveaway from Bradshaw.
And listening to Rob Edwards, and we see him on the court, he's a different personality on the court than he is off it. He is the ultra competitor. So he did give the nickname the Microwave from playing in the G League in Oklahoma. I think the Taipans are trying to make Crocodile Rob stick. And the reason is because he is quiet off the court, he's slow moving, but when he has to pounce on something, he's all out attack mode. I don't mind that.
Come on, bro.
Big block from Gak on Anthony Drubik, who's not having that.
Here we go, we've got 10.
Not a fan of Crocodile Rob, Cubs?
Nah. He's got a nickname. Let it be the Microwave.
Did I say I gave it to him?
You wanted to have it. You wanted to have it.
Bit of extra curricular after this.
Just need to rearrange some advertising signage there as well. Anthony Drubik.
Well, this is a great thing to see as well. We haven't seen too many minutes from Gorjok Gak, but he is in the game on AK.
Lockie Barker's in the game. Majuk Deng. Craig Sword out there as well.
Kyle Adnam.
Yep. Kyron Galloway now, so both teams rolling with their bench units. And a nice move to get Sword going.
The one thing about Kyle, he's got plenty of experience. He's good enough to carry a team as well, though. I mean, you lose nothing when he's in the game.
Had some really important minutes for them last week against the Sixers. Inside. Nice move. Gak able to get it to go.
This is what I'm looking forward to seeing from Kyle Adnam. The more he plays with this bench unit, the more he's going to have a relationship with Gak. And yes, he can fill it up offensively, but he can see the floor, and he's a great passer, especially off the pick and roll.
Oh, Milton Doyle just too smooth with it.
He's ready for a big one. Milton Doyle already got 7 points.
It's almost like someone predicted it might happen.
Why do you want to say it?
He's had 3 30-point games in the NBL. One of them has come against Cairns, the other 2 against Brisbane for Milton Doyle.
So he likes Queensland.
Likes the Queensland teams, and here he is. That is an absolute brick.
Wow, you predict that? you want to take all the credit.
Nice pass from Milton Doyle. Antonio at the other end, he can't hit, and Doyle loses it.
Did somebody open the door? Was that 2 air balls in a row? 2 bricks.
2 from knockdown shooters as well.
Dylan Stith checking into the game.
So we have a whole bench unit on for the Taipans, and 4 bench guys, and Jordan Crawford out there for Tasmania.
Very different look for both of these teams. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, Ariana Prather with you. First leg of a Friday night doubleheader, Perth and Melbourne to come, which is going to be all kinds of tasty later on this evening out west. So 17 on the shot clock, 14 on the shot clock. We've got a minute 17 on the game clock here. 23-21 Taipans. Tassie 5-1 in Cairns over their journey in the NBL. They celebrated 4 years in the competition this week since their inception. Won their past 5 against the Taipans as well.
Well, you talk about the 2 different styles. What normally wins out when you've got a grind-out slow team versus a team that likes to push the pace is the slow grind team, because it is easier to try and slow the game down and take the possessions out of it rather than ramp it up on both ends. So they're trying to figure out So it's 17 on the shot clock is what they wanted, and the game clock should be 1:14.
Yep, so score bench is confused. I'm confused. Vaughan knows what's going on, though. John Antonio getting some run. Kyle Adnam.
Tell you what, you want to execute for Cairns after basically a timeout here.
So what can they come up with on this possession? Adnam, the head of the snake. Jack with the little runner. There's a little
combination.
He's tough. Anywhere around that basket, you throw it up, he'll go get it generally. But his touch is just amazing around the basket.
Here are the two brothers matched up against one another. Gorjok and AK inside. Crawford was looking for Gorjok.
2-for-1 opportunity here if they wanted the Taipans. You can hear Under Ford saying, let's go quick.
Adnam does that. He can't finish, and it'll go back with Tassie.
The explosive takeoff we expect from Kyle Adnam.
Haven't led at quarter time yet. The Snakes in their opening two games came from behind to beat Adelaide last week. Time winding down in this opening frame. A little bit of action off the ball there between Adnam and Barker.
Those guys know each other well. They're in Sydney on that second and third team for the Sydney Kings when we're coaching up there.
Both absolute competitors as well. Crawford darting inside. Floater won't go. And the Snakes will get the last look at it here. They've led for the majority of this opening term. AK Gack rumbling downstairs and finishing with the left hand. Terrific move to end this opening term. He's got 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting, and the Snakes lead at quarter time 27 to the Jackies 21. Quarter time in the Snake Pit. Will Magnay picking up where he left off with another big block. That one on Sam Wardenberg in that opening term, and then hitting just the 17th three-pointer of his career in that opening frame. If he can add that to his game more regularly, oh my, look out. He's the Snakes by 6 at quarter time though. Joel Peterson, NBL champions Pete Hawley and Leonard Copeland with you. Ariana Prather is courtside. Copes, Halls, what are we made of the opening term?
Yeah, strong start from Cairns. Again, they're pushing the pace. Anytime there's an early shot or a poor shot from Tassie. Cairns are off.
You know what I noticed, Pete? Their defense is solid, though. I mean, rarely do you see someone drive past someone. If they do make a mistake, they make up for it. But these guys are on one pedestal. Whenever that ball moves, they're moving as well. So
Kept his bench lineups out there as well. These two teams to start this second term. Stith, Adnam, Antonio, Gack, Galloway for the Snakes. Antonio collects his own miss. Stith outside.
Someone's left the AC on somewhere.
They are building.
In some direction, the AC must be on.
They're building a house up there in Cairns tonight, these players. There are bricks going everywhere. Crawford, Ding, Gack, Sorden, Barker out there for the JackJumpers. Foul underneath. Snakes by 6. Ariana Prather was listening to Scott Roth at quarter time. Ariana, what did the Tassie coach have to say?
You know, I think one of the pluses of having some veteran players on your team is sometimes as a coach, you don't have to say much. Milton Doyle kind of took over that huddle, telling his team that they need to pick up the intensity on offense and on defense. And then Will Magnay jumped in and said, look, guys, we just need to talk more. If our communication isn't together, there's no way we're going to be able to pull out this tough win on the road.
Thanks, Ariana. Great to have those senior leaders in your huddle just to marshal things when you need it. Armstrong with the hit-ahead pass. Finds its way back to him. He directs some traffic. And tried to look away to Galloway. But just clicked on the way through.
It's one part of Tassie's identity they've had since their inception is they just don't get rattled. Whether it's in game, whether it's in the season, if they've lost a couple in a row, whether things are against them, they just never get rattled. They stay the course and they find a way to always be in with a chance to win a game and also evidently go and win a title.
yeah, exactly right. Because last year, were they in every game they played? Or?
Lost a couple of close ones, but even the year before that, year 2, they started 0-3. Good take there from Majukding. He can't finish. And they were a half away, 18 down, I believe, to Brisbane for being 0-4. No one panicked, and they still ended up finishing top 4.
Jonder Antonio has a block by Sword.
Ball
And
tap.
now Crawford gets it to go.
Wasn't pretty. The start of both quarters so far has left a bit to be desired.
First points of the quarter, almost 2 minutes in.
And because Cairns like to push that ball, sometimes when you're pushing the ball, you try to get the other team to run with you. Here's your Amy replay. Great block by Sword and great save through the legs.
Is it a nutmeg if you do it to yourself?
Absolutely. He's still, I mean, that's why I brought him down. He's an exceptional defender. Probably just missed it there, but what you would have seen if you looked at the top of the screen, Kyle Adam got up and was just chatting to Adam Ford. That's the leadership that he wants. Another turnover here. And we need some Benny Hill music. Joel?
Need to fix a leak in the roof or something at the moment, Pete. I don't know what's going on. Galloway, that'll go.
Beautiful stroke for a big guy.
It was impressive from Clint Steindl to keep it in, but how it got there wasn't so much. Here he is, Clint Steindl. Can't hit that one.
I was about to say, Rob Evers has been on that bench for a while, hasn't he? He's coming in now.
Galloway from outside. He looked so good stroking it last week.
This is the Callaway I expected under Adam Ford. And I tell you what, Copes, when you've got your head coach, when you catch a pick and pop or a reversal screaming, shoot it, there is no better feeling.
None whatsoever.
Tanner Groves is not happy about this whatsoever. He's not asking for a challenge. Adam Ford's turning around and saying, hey, just everybody regroup.
If memory serves, when Kyron Galloway moved to Cairns, were you the one that raised the most improved?
I said he'd be in the conversation.
Yep.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, if you're Tanner Groves, there's a reason why you're upset. You've got to be begging for that to be challenged.
That's all, though.
Taipans out by a game-high 9-point lead at the moment. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland with you. Ariana Prather, courtside. Perth and Melbourne coming up from 9:30 Eastern time this evening. Milton Doyle making his move inside, and then he just slings it at the rim. Fabian Krislovic can't get it to go underneath.
Again, believe it or not, that was Fabian Krislovic's first 2-point field goal attempt this season.
He is now 0 of 6 from the field.
The rest are all threes, Copes. That's for the big man. The centre, the backup centre for Tassie's first 2-point field goal attempt.
Because he's at home in this building as well. That's Fabian Krislovic. Tanner Groves spinning his way. Krislovic takes it away. Good bit of defence. Short pass. Just couldn't be handled by Krislovic.
Probably why he's staying on the three-point line, bro. He's got greasy hands today.
It is messy here in this second turn to begin. Edwards can't get it to go and he'll head to the stripe.
Messy is a very, very nice way to put it, Joel. It has not been pretty at all these first almost 4 minutes.
But you get that, though, when it's early days, you got 8 or 10 guys on both teams playing against each other. It's going to be a little bit messy.
I called it. Guys. Come back on, please.
No, I asked for timeout.
You asked for a timeout?
Yeah. I asked for timeout, and then I started talking to my guys.
Okay.
I asked for a timeout.
Did you ask for it? Okay, you asked for it. Timeout, Cairns.
And the timeout is because Adam Ford asked for it, evidently.
Genuinely, that's normally how it works.
Yep, that's quite often how it works. The Tangerine timeout at 32-23. 6:11 remaining in this second term. And Adam Ford was pretty keen to get that timeout at this stage, up 9, and try and have a little bit of a chat to his team.
Square coverage.
Have a listen to him.
Soil's getting a little bit downhill. So my big, we're just going to be a little bit higher because he's attacking downhill. So you're going to shuffle back in that direct retreat. We good? Offensively, when we move, it's good. I know, it looked a bit clunky. Yeah, you're good. I want to stay with pick, but just keep it regular. So Waterberg and TG, I don't, you pump, you roll, so we can look for it, and then we go 2 side back into that middle rub shot. Go. If they're hard showing, remember, get to the elbow.
Speaking to Adam Ford beforehand, and all those who know the recruitment, the way he coaches, it is not for everybody. And he is open about saying that if you aren't able to adapt to his style or understand and try and grow through the way that he coaches, then you won't succeed.
What would you describe his style as being? Like, what is the Adam Ford style?
I think even just talked to him and he mentioned the hell week that they went through trying to break them. It's intense. He demands, and perfection's not the right word because that's not what he demands, but he demands 110% effort in everything that you do. From whether that's off the court, whether that's even your warm-ups, absolutely everything, because he knows that everybody has a different goal in mind individually. Obviously, their team goal is to win as many games as possible, and he wants to help them all reach that.
But I think the one thing that sticks out for me is he's fair. I mean, he's going to give you an opportunity. He'll give you a chance. You mess up, he'll give you another chance. So as long as you're giving him that effort, I think, you know, he's a fair coach.
And on the back of that, it doesn't matter whether you're the superstar #1 option or you're a training player. You're all going to be treated the exact same way.
10 the last 12 points of the game here for the Snakes. Steindl stepped on the sideline. A little bit miffed about all that. Did Clint Steindl in the end. The captain returned for another season in charge of this Cairns Taipan, the Tassie JackJumpers group. 33-23, so Snakes by a game-high 10. Armstrong probing his way inside. Bowling ball, Jordan Crawford, who's now going to check out of the game.
Cairns have done a good job to hold the JackJumpers to 23 points in a quarter and a half. That's unheard of.
There's a couple of turnovers now for Taron Armstrong, and what you can really see is that he's missed time in terms of connecting with his teammates, getting them on the same page as Sam Wardenberg. We talked about him playing on a different level of confidence. He's doing that, and there's 1-3 for you, Copes.
That is one with about 10 more to go. So.
Did they have to make them or just attempt them? Did we sort that out?
It's whatever hits.
No, can't do that. Wardenberg at the other end, just playing with some real confidence and belief and the energy at the moment, Sam Wardenberg, which is great to see. Got locked up there for a moment, and it was a foul in the end. Clint Steindl burst into the open floor. That wasn't happening, so Snakes by 13. Let's check in courtside with Ariana.
Thanks, guys. I spoke to Milton Doyle before the game, who, coming into this game, their team is leading the league in their defensive rating overall, just holding their opponents to less points. And I asked him, how do they keep that intensity up? And he says it just starts with every man on their team wanting to play defense. Taipans have 36 points this half. I mean, they're not going to meet their quota, and it's going to be very hard for them to pull out this game if they're unable to get it going on the defensive end.
Armstrong gets another one to go there to deepen those woes at the defensive end. And now Scott Roth wants to talk about it at the Tangerine timeout. 38-23, 4:56 remaining in this second frame. It is, of course, the continuation of Hungry Jack's round. One of the real features in the NBL in recent years has been the free burgers, but you don't want to be giving them away.
I want Hungry Jacks. I want a burger. You want a burger. Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks.
Don't you? You're gonna. I don't know why I did that.
Hungry Jacks? Kind of the Hungry Jacks kind of guy.
Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks.
I go every day. I go almost every day. Double Whopper with cheese, no pickle, 8 nuggets, spicy sauce.
I'm not gonna lie. My family certainly cashes in the Hungry Jacks. We used to get a cheeseburger, I think, right? I think, apparently. Apparently, I've been told. And I may get a frozen Coke as well. Possibly. Maybe a medium fries. Maybe, possibly.
I remember because I got some DMs after the game, people sending me the cheeseburger.
Did he say double Whopper and 8 nuggets and double fries? Something?
How are you ordering 8?
Nothing wrong with that.
Greedy Greg, double Whopper. Come on, man.
The man's hungry, man. Let the man eat.
Every day. Come on, bro. Get you a salad.
He must have a special code to get a specific number of nuggets, though. I've never gone there and got 8 nuggets.
Pedro Bradshaw, mate. He can do whatever he wants.
He can.
In Cairns, yeah.
Jesse Wagstaff, it's great to see him do those. He continues to rack up the games played.
What number? Where is he at now?
There was the promo we did a few years ago where we asked him to look down the camera and say, on Saturdays we ball, and he couldn't finish it. He's like, that's just not me.
Game number 477 coming up for Jesse Wagstaff a little bit later tonight, Copes, when his Wildcats take on Melbourne United. He's just moving up those charts, edging ever closer to his coach, actually, John Riley, who sits only a handful of games ahead of him now. Armstrong chucks it up. Oh, terrific finish from Wardenberg with the deft touch. And the lead is out to 17.
This is Pete. I don't know. This is a little bit scary.
Well, it is. But again, we hyped up the offensive style they're playing with. But I saw this from Cairns last week against Adelaide. Their defense, the way they move together, the way they all help each other out is exceptional. This is what Adam Ford does.
They've scored 2 points in nearly 6 minutes of basketball here, the Jack-Jumpers. Finally, Drimmick breaks the drought.
And that's a tough shot.
And they live with that.
Yeah.
They will live with a tough shot if you make it. But on the offensive end, they have you on your heels because they're pushing that ball down the court.
It's the only replay. Taron Armstrong. Good finish there from Sam Wardenberg.
That's nice. Could you imagine they're training every day?
Oh, it'll be ultra competitive.
Ready? 2 shots.
And this is why when people did select Cairns to struggle, you can understand when you have some imports you've never seen before, you don't quite understand where they're coming from, how they fit into the system. You've also got to take it from the approach of understanding what Adam Ford is trying to unlock. And this is exactly what he does. He picks players that thrive in systems, also ones that need a new scenery or a second chance, and they're always going to play hard as they're doing right now.
And yes, every coach wants to win, and he's trying to win a championship, but it just seems like he gives those guys that other people doesn't want an opportunity to get better.
So would you say the people that picked Cairns to finish last don't know what they're talking about?
Is that you?
Yes.
Case rested, Joel. They're cool.
Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. 17-point lead to the Snakes at the moment, though. They look to Contour. Wardenberg with a vicious block. He sent it to half court. Here's Armstrong. Oh, wow.
Gee, this is fun to watch.
19-point lead, Pete.
This is fun to watch from Cairns. The vibe in the building's up and about.
Changing my prediction. I'm just mailing it in right now. He's soared with the turnaround.
Well, they've got to stay locked in. This last 3 minutes is huge because one thing you know is Tasmania is not going to wave the white flag. They're going to stick to it. They're going to try and work through it. As I said, they've gone through plenty of adversity on and off the floor, and they just find ways to get it done. They need to start getting some stops because that is way too easy, and that is exceptional point guard play by Taran Armstrong.
And generally, when you're struggling on the offensive end, you're more worried about the offense and you forget about playing defense. You got to stop. You got to get a stop, and then get your offense going.
4, 2, and 3 for Armstrong early. Anthony Drimmick was throwing that to someone in row G. At the other end, Armstrong went for the quarterback pass, and Rob Edwards just flat out dropped it.
Sam Wardenberg, look at that block in slow motion, and then Tanner Groves. He actually would have had Pedro Bradshaw for the lob. In the end, didn't matter because Taran Armstrong, that calf looks all right to me.
It is a good sign. Of course, from the young Tasmanian, grew up in Northwest Tassie. Doyle pulls up.
Even though he knocked that down, Rob Edwards got hit by 3 screens and still didn't get up on the play and managed to side contest. That from your superstar offensive talent is a tone setter.
Doyle's got 9 on 4 of 8 shooting. They're shooting 38% as a team, the Jackies. Cairns shooting 58% so far in the ball game. Wardenberg not happy with the no call. Hit-ahead pass. He's broken up by Bradshaw playing cornerback. Oh, the move from Edwards. Can't quite finish, but Armstrong can.
They just want it more. Again, there's turnovers from both teams that are unforced. They're just throwing it away. That was the turnover, and then Rob Edwards was always going to try and finish that through contact. Drimmick got Wardenberg out the way, and there's Taran Armstrong on the putback. A chance to put them up 20.
And they look like they're having fun. That's the scary part. When you're pushing that ball down the court and you got the defense on their heels and you're having fun, you're throwing lobs, you're making threes, you can be a dangerous side.
Team high 14 minutes for Taran Armstrong, coming back in from injury.
That's where he gets into a little bit of a tough position for Adam Ford. If they have a minutes restriction set and you've got your point guard saying, I feel good, you've got to figure it out.
Game high 20-point lead. Foul against Sam Wardenberg. Any great foul trouble so far. Armstrong checks out right on cue, Pete. 7 points for Taran Armstrong. Rob Edwards has got 10.
Someone might be listening to us, Joel. Just a little tap on the shoulder, say, hey, we might need him in the second half.
So what can Tassie do toward the end of this first half? Majuk Deng can stroke it. Doesn't get the roll, though. Magnay put Bradshaw down. Pedro Bradshaw with a new pair of kicks for this game this evening. He's ditched the rainbow paddle pop numbers, Pete.
Not a fan, Joel.
I liked those. I liked the old ones.
But you don't like these?
I'm not saying I don't like them.
You
They're just
didn't say
different.
you like them either.
I'm not saying I like them or I don't like them. I'm staying completely ambivalent and on the fence, thank you,
I was about to
Copes.
say, there's not enough room for you to be on Copes' fence.
Wow. Pete, you've changed, bro.
My bold prediction is that Coast might make a bold prediction by the end of the season. Here's Doyle from outside. Bang! Milton Doyle.
That's what I said. This last couple of minutes, just stay locked in if you're Cairns. Do not give Tassie any momentum to build off. They always find a way to go on a run.
Game high 12 for Milton Doyle. He likes playing in this venue. At the other end, Galloway with a fine finish.
Did you see the celebration from Tanner Groves from the past? That's the joy you're talking about, Coach.
Yeah. And no one's playing selfishly. They're passing the ball around and getting guys involved. Oh!
Magnay with the hammer off the offensive rebound.
Much needed, because if you talk about selfishly, but Juk Deng, that ball's going to hit Milton Doyle in the corner.
Yep.
He just knocked one down.
Groves inside with some strength again, and he's fired up as he goes to celebrate with his teammates.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. They're at home. He's trying to get the crowd going. He's on the glass. He's fighting and won.
Just wanted it more, didn't he? Look at the bench.
Will Magnay a little bit disappointed that you didn't get the call there. Just the touch. So 19-point lead to the Snakes, closing in on half-time. First of two on a Friday night. Melbourne and Perth still to come out west. Milton Doyle's got a game-high 12 points. Make it 15 for Milton, who's doing all he can to keep Tassie in it.
The way it's going, Cairns will score here.
Oh, but that man again.
Maybe it's Milt.
One more for the road. Not quite for Milton. And we get to half-time with the Snakes holding a decisive lead. 53-37. It was as many as 20 in that first half. That is super impressive stuff from Adam Ford's team.
Well, it is. The way they just continued to push the pace, they had the game completely on their style, and that's exactly how they wanted to go into half-time.
So 53-37. Big first half for the Snakes. Let's head down to Ariana Prather.
Rob, 7 players from your team on the board already in that first half. It seems like you guys are just having fun out there, almost like it's a pickup game.
I mean, yeah, we all moving the ball and we playing well. Getting stops on defense, helping us push in transition.
Almost a 20-point lead in that first half. What do you do to keep the foot on their neck and not let them get any momentum?
Don't let up. Start the second half like it's 0-0.
All right, good luck in the second.
Thank you.
So Rob Edwards, he's got 10 points. He's in good form in front of this home Cairns Taipans crowd, and so are his Snakes. They lead at half-time, 53-37. Half-time show is next.
Tomorrow, I got... Shit.
Oh, yep. See ya. You let us know when they've got us. Yo, yo, yo.
La Pellage. We're on the La Pellage.
Too easy.
La Pellage.
Is that the mayor?
No. Daniel Ricardo's not here.
How are you, mate?
Good. How you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you, Kels?
Good, thanks. Who is this?
Who is this?
Is it Joel?
Oh,
Who is it? I can't hear.
no!
Oh, Jack!
Jack.
No, it's Joel.
Joel, Jack. You look like Jack Joel.
We are
Oh,
no
and
longer
it's-
going to cross to them.
Yep. Well,
Joe Blake puts his skirt back on. Oh, he's taking it off. Then we go down the other end. At the elbow is going to have 3 shot attempts to make a free throw. Yeah. You make that move to make it a layup and then zigzag in and out of the cheerleaders. Finish off, make it a layup. Excellent. Back to the start. All right. Ready to roll. How we going? All good? Layup first. Ready. Go. Nice. Easy layup there. Weaving in and out of the cheerleaders. Awesome. No, wait. Yeah. Pass the ball through. Oh, through the hole. Oh, gonna go through the hole. Yeah. Barely. Did it go through? Did that go through? Excellent. Elbow. Get 3 shot attempts. Oh, nice. Great pass. Tony, you gonna finish with a layup? Tony, finish with a layup. Was it JB? Tony. Yeah, JB, finish the layup. Keep going. Don't stop now. Ah, there we go. We've got a winner.
Mixed bag for our coaches in the first half of the Cairns Convention Centre. Adam Ford, for the most part, we have to be pretty happy with what he's seen so far. 53-37, his Cairns Taipans lead. Tassie have won their past 5 against this opponent. They are 5-1 in this venue. It hasn't all gone Scott Roth and the JackJumpers' way in the first half. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland. Thanks to Felix von Hoff for the jacket. Gents, our Hungry Jacks halftime highlights. Rob Edwards has been magnificent, but it's been the team performance from Cairns that's been really impressive.
Well, it has, and especially defensively. They held Tassie to just 37 points. We know they're having offensive issues overall, trying to figure things out. But this man right here, as you said on the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, he has just picked up where he left off. He is a scoring machine. How do you want it? It's a step back three, he can do it, but in these positions here where he has an advantage, all you can do is get out of the way and hope he misses, because if you foul him, he's going to be too strong, it'll be a three-point play.
Absolutely, but we know one thing's for sure. The JackJumpers always make a run. But Rob Edwards is this Blackmore shot chart. He's shooting the ball well, 2 for 5, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. The thing about him is he always has his opponent on their heels. He's coming at you downhill, and he gets to the basket very well.
Overall, the Snakes are shooting 58% from the field. They've been lethal, and that Tassie defence hasn't been able to keep up with them as yet.
You know, that's exactly where Scott Roth would be disappointed right now. Offensively, as I said, they've had some issues in the first couple of games trying to figure out some things with the departure of Jack McVeigh, who steps up, where they play, the style they play. But normally what they hang their hat on is if we can't score, well, you're not going to score either. 53 points and a half is way too many.
Yeah, they're down by 16 at half-time, the Tassie JackJumpers. Big game coming up next as well, of course, out west. It is Melbourne and Perth at RAC Arena, the 2 leading MVP contenders from last season in Bryce Cotton and Chris Golding. So many storylines in this rivalry. Great to have Kelsey Brown and Damien Martin there to help preview it. Kels, Damo, good evening.
Good evening, guys. So exciting to be here. RAC, no crowd at the moment, but I think they're expecting a pretty full one. Big news out of tonight's game, Damo.
Yeah, some big outs. Obviously knew Dellavedova wasn't going to be. Congratulations to Delly and his family. Another addition to their beautiful family. But Windler, a late withdrawal. Couldn't get through today's testing with that Achilles soreness. It's going to be a few big names out, but plenty of depth on both sides. I think everybody else step up and replace some of those bigger names.
Another big one.
Sorry, Damo Leonard Copeland here. Quick question about Pinder. What do you expect from him tonight?
Well, during the broadcast last week, I actually put it down to, Benny Henschel's out with illness, maybe Keanu's a bit under the weather as well, but by all reports, he did just spend some time on the bench because JR wasn't happy with what he was seeing. Credit to the coach for benching who I consider the Wildcats' second best player. He sent a message. In the meantime, Doolittle stepped up. Windler dropped 14 points, grabbed 16 boards, but I think tonight Keanu responds and wouldn't surprise me if he goes for 20 plus.
These games are always hotly contested. They went to double overtime last year, overtime again last year. And Kels, I'm going to ask you this. I'm not going to ask Damo because he didn't buy me a coffee in Hoops Fest, and I'm still really upset about it. Have you noticed a little bit Damo on edge for these games? Because when it's a big rivalry, Perth versus Melbourne, the history they have, or is he just his usual calm self?
He came in today, he had a shower, he washed his hair, he's very relaxed. But I think this game's going to be one of the biggest ones of the round. We've got Golding up against Bryce. I think he might come into the starting lineup tonight. So it is a really, really big game. Ty Webster out of this one as well. So a lot of big outs, but I still think it's going to be an impressive battle.
It's good to hear Damo had a shower, Kels. It's more than he does when we work with him. Damo, Kels, look forward to hearing you both as part of our call team this evening for Melbourne and Perth. Going to be a big one.
Thanks, guys.
Damien Martin, Kelsey Brown, courtside at RAC Arena. That rivalry, that matchup, it's always so intense.
Well, and it's not like these two teams don't like each other. It's just the rivalry's there because every time they play each other, it goes down to the wire, and you've got great organisations going head-to-head.
I'm looking forward to Chris Golding getting hot. He loves that arena. There's something about Perth when he goes to Perth.
We know what it is because the Red Army do not like him, and he feeds off that, and that's when he erupts.
And Melbourne United before last year had won quite a few in a row over there. They feel comfortable in that building, so that's going to be a great game. 9:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Western Time, of course. Daylight savings this weekend. That all changes after this. It's a 16-point lead to the Cairns Taipans at halftime at home. Can the Jackies fight back? We know they're capable of it. What have they got in store in this second half? It's all next.
these cupcakes boxes to give away, you know what you need to do. If you want a box of Jack's mini cupcakes, make some noise! Let's get up on my new cheerleaders and the Jack's House mini squad. They're going to make their way up somewhere, find some vocal supporters. Make some noise, they're coming your way.
Bit of work to do for the Tasmania JackJumpers at half-time. That team in orange, the Cairns Taipans, they have been terrific. They lead 53-37 at the long interval. Joel Peterson, NBL champions Pete Hooley, Leonard Copeland with you. And Ariana Praver is courtside for us. Ariana, what have you made of the first half?
Well, guys, I'm not sure if I'm a jinx. I spoke to Milton Doyle before the game about how his team leads the league in almost every category defensively, but they're just not getting the job done here tonight. They're really going to have to turn it around and turn it around quickly if they want to stay in this game. But for Cairns fans, this is an awesome sight to see, possibly getting back-to-back wins at home and over the defending champs. You're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with and making noise in the league.
You're a former hooper, Ariana. At halftime, what would you be saying to your troops if you were in that Tassie huddle, trying to rev up their defense?
You know, I'm super energetic. I'm clapping my hands. I'm getting in people's faces a little bit. And I'm just telling people, look, you got to take it back to the basics. Let's sprint. Let's run after each loose ball. Let's just play with energy. I mean, a lot of their problems will be solved if they just played like they want to win. Cairns just getting too many easy buckets on the other end.
I like it. Look forward to hearing more from you throughout the second half.
By the way,
Ariana Praver with us.
Isn't it great to have it again? The level we go from Felix to Ariana, an Emmy Award winning, it is literally going from the bottom to the absolute
and in terms
top.
of basketball acumen, I mean, Ariana's played at Louisville, played at Colorado, played some really good ball in her time. Emmy Award-winning sideline reporter, and Felix von Hoff stole my jacket in the pre-game show. So that's what we got to deal with, Pete. That's what we got to deal with. Second half about to get underway here. So 53-37. Scott Roth, he's had the team that's, won the championship. They've had their struggles in the pre-season. They've come off a couple of up and down performances, but that game in Tassie on Saturday night was a real get back, get right game as Armstrong swoops inside. Bradshaw can pile on the paint here to start the second half and does. So the headache continues now, Coach.
Well, I mean, by the way, that is just a fantastic pass from Taron Armstrong, hanging out of bounds. Little sling pass up the top. That's the perfect way to start if you're the Snakes.
And the one thing the JackJumpers can't do right now is try to go individually. They got to play their team-style basketball, but they got to get some stops on the other end. If they don't stop these guys, they're in trouble.
What are you seeing differently from their defense from Saturday night to what you've seen so far tonight?
Well, it's always going to be a different game because you're not at home. You don't have your home crowd. But Tassie are not as aggressive as they were at home. And Rob Edwards is getting to the basket and doing what he wants to do when he has the ball.
Doyle just face guarding Bradshaw on the rebound.
Normally that is a foul. I'll tell you exactly what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Tassie not stick to their guns. And by that, I'm saying they are not slowing down the game, taking the possessions out of it, really executing in the half court. They are falling into the trap of trying to play the same pace of Cairns, and that's not the way that Tassie play.
A little bit happening off the ball between the two number ones, Crawford and Armstrong. Wardenberg splashes another one in. He's into double figures on the evening. How many's that, Copes?
That's 2, I think. That's just way too easy.
2 of 2 as well.
And this is the Tassie we saw a couple of years ago, where they were just probably an offensive player short of really ticking the scoreboard over enough. Still hung around, but they're just trying to force some things to happen, and Scott Ross going to let him play. No timeout here from the championship-winning head coach. Down 24.
First 8 points of the second half going the way of the Snakes. Tassie conceded 20 into that second half as well. 13 of the first, 15 points in the second quarter. They gave up. They've given up an 8-0 run out of the blocks of half-time.
Here's Sam Morton, as we highlighted a couple of times so far this season, playing the power forward spot. That's his traditional spot. And he is relishing in it, and he is enjoying every minute being back on the court.
I think sometimes teams get caught up with listening to different experts saying this team's not going to be good or that team's not going to be good, and you walk into that gym and it's a totally different, atmosphere and environment.
Well, I'll continue to stay on record as Cairns is the toughest road trip for when we were playing, when I was playing, because again, if you're not used to the humidity, you do things differently. You go for a team walk and you come out slow. If you come out slow in Cairns, normally you're in big trouble. So you go from Tassie, where the weather's a little colder, off the plane in Cairns.
Unless you're Bryce Cotton, who said on NBL Now to you this week, Pete, that he loves the humidity and has no issues with it. Oh, Juk Deng with a big block.
It's a good way to try and get some stops.
Milton Doyle at the other end. Doyle's got 17 points.
And he's been their only threat this whole game. I mean, Magno's playing great defense, but Doyle's getting it done on the offensive end.
Milton Doyle is 7 of 13. Tassie, the rest of the team, is 10 of 32. That's not going to get it done. Groves, good pass. Bradshaw, the corner 3. A little bit of contact between Groves and Magnay underneath. Doyle comes up with the loose ball. Magnay out to the corner for Deng. Leaves that short. Comes up with it on the rebound and gets it to go.
Just don't want to give them a chance. They've got a couple of stops in the row. Ticking the scoreboard over an offensive rebound. Back to 18 now. You know they're not going to go away.
Groves, nice finish inside.
What I love about this is the Cairns, they don't panic. They say, all right, well, but we missed a couple. We're going to keep playing the same way. That's got us up by 20. That is a trouble.
Crawford down to low numbers on the shot clock, loses it, gathers it. Deng does the same. Magnay for 3. Will Magnay with 2 3-pointers in the ballgame.
He's been working on that shot.
It looks great.
Shout out to Derek Rucker, who we spent a bit of time with in the off-season.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. The charge, not the workout. Looking at me, JP. Shot clock winding down, had to shoot it, has already hit 1, but the stroke looks really good from Will Magnay. Let's have another look at this. Oh yeah, I'm not sure he was square. This is a great angle. Oh yeah. I'm at a forward, I would have had a look at that. I don't think that's a charge.
I was just waiting for the little Derek Rucker to pop up on your phone if you hadn't taken that back.
Little Derek.
Got to save his number.
third time Magnay's hit 2 or more three-pointers in a game. Doyle from the corner. Milton's got it going tonight. He's got 17 on 7 of 14 shooting. The team around him has struggled a little bit. They trail by 17 at the moment, Tassie. Doyle in a wrestle with Edwards, and not too many people are going to win a wrestle with Rob Edwards.
Tell you what, you're going to score here from Tassie. Adam Ford might want a timeout.
Crawford drops it off to Drimick, who does just that, and Adam Ford does just that.
Just a little bit of momentum. This is what Tassie do. They just hang around. They stay the course. Good timeout from 40, but great response from Tassie.
Yeah, the type of team you just can't give a sniff to, this Tasmania team. So Tangerine timeout at 63-48, 5:44 remaining. Let's have a listen to Adam Ford.
You guys walk in the back. So listen, point guards, stay off the sideline, bring the double, bring it back a little bit, and then lob it over the top, whoever's my 4-man, and then we're suddenly in a 3-on-2, 4-on-3 attack break. We're getting loose, they're running and jumping, they're desperate, okay? So don't get too pinned to the sideline, don't get in trouble, present a target, we're good. And we don't have to rush shit, okay? We don't have to rush shit. Hey, be aware right now, breaker one to our full court, just get into a hook, get into 3 side.
Adam Ford just emphasising they don't have to rush it.
Exactly, rush it. That's what I heard too, Joel. Spot on. Is that what you heard?
Yep, I heard.
When you play for the Snakes, you've got to elongate the shh.
Oh, he's right. I mean, you can play fast, but make sure you get a good shot every time. Don't throw up garbage.
Been doing that so far. 58.1% from the field, the Taipans. They're 25 of 43. They're 6 of 12 from downtown. They've only given up 2 free throw attempts in this game as well. So they've kept Tassie off the line. Jackie shooting 20 of 47 on the other end. Galloway from outside. Straight in and straight in the cup.
He is playing with a different level of confidence as well. Adam Ford wanted to go and get him from Adelaide. Adelaide had the chance to keep him. A couple of troubles they've missed.
And Ford's now calling free kicks in an AFL sense. And they're pushing the back out there. Drimick from outside. That one's short. Deng another rebound. Drimick another attempt. That one goes.
He's really lifted here in the third quarter, Anthony Drimick. Just with his energy.
And Fordy wouldn't be happy with all those offensive rebounds, that's for sure.
He's got 9. Magnay's got 12. Doyle leads all scorers with 17.
Right now, Tassie, they just need Jordan Crawford to come alive. 4 points, 2 of 6 from the field, 2 turnovers. Talk about where their points are going to come from with no Jack McVeigh. Yes, it's Milton Doyle, but it has to be Jordan Crawford. With no Sean McDonald, who we all expected to take on even more responsibility offensively. Until they can get him back, they need their Game 5 hero to step up.
Of course, this is going to be quite a while for Sean McDonald. This at the moment is a prospective return in round 13, so more than halfway through the season. Hadn't thought about it and kicked it out to Galloway, and he has a really good look at it.
We all know the one thing about Tassie is you let them hang around, they will definitely make a run.
Drimick, Krislovich, Tarangi, Doyle, Crawford out there to 5 for Scott Roth. Milton makes his move, and his moves are so good.
So silky. Just does not panic.
19 for Doyle. Ruben Tarangi with a half-hearted review request.
The twirl.
He sort of thought about it. You could see he was going through his head as he was doing the twirl, thinking, oh, I'm not really convinced about this myself.
But, Coach...
Oh, he had a good case too. He had a really good case.
Baseline ball for the Snakes. Wardenberg, catch and shoot.
Another stop. Here you go, Tassie.
Krislovich for his first make of the season. Passes it out. Tarangi gives it up to Doyle. 19 for Milton. Drimick on the drive. His sword scything his way inside.
We've got a 12-point ball game. Just stick to what they do so well, and that is not panic. And you got to give a lot of credit. They didn't call a timeout when things were going poorly to start this third quarter. Roth said, figure it out.
Great sword with his third foul there. Outscored them 13-17, as you can see on screen so far in this term. Tassie trailed by 6 at quarter time, 16 at the half. Jonah Antonio getting set to check back in. Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley, Leonard Copeland, Ariana Prather with you. Friday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL, Melbourne and Perth still to come out west. A couple of stars out for both of those teams, but still plenty of star power. Two of the absolute guns of the competition in Bryce Cotton and Chris Golding going head-to-head. Edwards walks into it.
He's had a tough night. He's quieted down a little bit. 2 of 8 from the field. Got 10 points, 4 assists. How do you have a chance to get this to a 10-point ball game?
And Cairns just seem to be settling for threes rather than pushing that ball down the court.
Nice defense from Galloway, but it's cleaned up, and Fabian Krislovic gets that first make of the season. Back to a 10-point game. Haven't been here since early in the second term. Adam driving inside.
Get 2 points here to settle them because Tassie have outplayed them in this third quarter. And we spoke about this a lot in the preseason. With the huddle starting during the first free throw above the three-point line, you just got to give them the ball. Let Kyle Adams shoot that free throw with no one around and then get the players to come down and line up after that. That's going to speed everything up. Kyle Adams, very uncharacteristic miss from the free throw line. He is normally automatic.
First attempt of this season. Of course, just played the one game for the Snakes. That win over Adelaide checks out of the contest. #221st appearance for Kyle Adnam. 86% free throw shooter across the course of his career. And Steindl had that one hit backboard first. Antonio tries to keep it in.
The quickest I've ever seen Clint Steindl chase down an offensive rebound. He knew out of the hands that that three was off, and he was on it.
Shooter of his proficiency knows one way or another as soon as it leaves his hand. Doyle, Drimmick, Tarangi, Steindl, Krislovic, the 5 for Tassie. Doyle slips over now and allows Galloway into the open floor.
He's gotten so much better. Shoots the ball well, can handle the ball down the court. His IQ's gotten better.
Unlucky here for Milton Doyle, just slips. I think he might have had Galloway. Just the finish. Playing really well, Kyron Galloway, 12 points, 5 of 6 from the field.
Good performance last time out as well. Here's Kyron Galloway. And 12 points on 4 of 6 shooting against his former side. Saturday night. 13-point lead to the Snakes. 2 minutes remaining here in this third period. Drimmick for 3. Bang!
We got a ball game.
He's had a really good quarter. Anthony Drimmick in double figures now, 12 points. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Jordan Crawford ready to check in, probably for Milton Doyle to give him a breather. If they can get Jordan Crawford a bucket or 2 before this third quarter's over, that's an offensive foul. And this is on.
Maybe replay. Anthony Drimmick just walking into it over Wardenberg.
Well, I think he was just sizing up Wardenberg, noticing that he kept putting his hand up and down and waited for it to go down at the last moment. Made him pay. So here comes Crawford. If they get him a bucket or 2, look out.
Long two. Won't go, but they keep it alive through Tarangi. He can't hit. Stays with Steindl. Crawford's 2 of 7. Rizlovic outside, can't get it to go.
Mr. Bunny.
7 of 22 from downtown, the Jackies. They're 25 of 59 from the field. Armstrong, beautiful flick pass to Galloway, who thumps it down.
What a dime.
He's just so in control off the ball screen, and that little snake dribble, that's what Delhi made a career out of. Crossing back as Drimmick tries to stay hot. And you just keep your defender on your hip. Use your size. Have another look at this from Taron Armstrong. This is what I talk about, that snake dribble. Delhi made an absolute living out of it. Nothing Jordan Crawford could do. A little flick pass. In slow motion, mind you, JP. Hanging in the Louvre.
That was nice.
How do I go from hanging in the Louvre to that was nice? I need more from you.
Bro, that was nice.
Okay, that's a little bit more.
I'm not going to the Louvre and walking around and saying, oh, yeah, that's nice.
I just don't need him.
I think he's stunning or magnificent or...
Come on, bro. I've seen it before.
Ooh. Foul off the ball. Offensive foul. Magnay called for it on Stein.
Why are you saying words like that?
That, in the words of Leonard Copeland, was not nice.
I'm concerned about it, man, JP. So he's gone from that's nice. The lolly bananas, which we fight over in the commentary box. Let's have another look at this for the offensive foul. Will Magnay moving? Absolutely. But he just ate half the banana. They're a one-bite operation.
For some of you guys. Look, he ate half.
You did it as well. You're both out of your minds.
Tackling the big issues tonight, Pete Hooley. 12-point lead to the Snakes, 71-59. Half a banana hanging in the Louvre. Under a minute to go here in this third period. Oh, Armstrong goes behind the back this time. That one's not hanging anywhere. Crawford back the other way. He'll go to the line.
He uses his size really well in that regard, knowing that everyone's going to try and block him because of his height. So he jumps into the body and shoots it at a time you're not expecting. They keep this at 10 or can even get to single digits. They get one more stop and score. They'd honestly probably rather be, in history would tell us, in Tassie's position with how well they play the fourth quarters in a game like this.
Yeah, you can get it to 10 points, and you're right. This guy's only got 5 points. Get him going in that fourth quarter. Then you give yourself a real chance.
15 of 38 so far on the season, Jordan Crawford.
Here the referee's talking about, watch Anthony Drimmick off the ball.
I mentioned him earlier. He's got that little sneaky way of getting under your skin.
Oh, it's not sneaky.
Did it plenty against Melbourne United the other night. Antonio drives straight at Drimmick.
He's done exceptionally well in this third quarter. He has lifted his energy. He's scored the ball as well. But plays like that are why Tassie are right back in this ball game, and a bucket here, they're going to be feeling very good.
It's been a sensational recruit for them. He was pretty unheralded coming across from the 36ers, but geez, just giving them exactly what they need, this Tassie team.
Scott Ross type player, isn't it? You're talking about guys who thrive in certain situations.
So 3.5 second difference, shot and game clock.
Ruben Tarangi, have your feet set in that corner.
Drimmick in one, Tarangi in the other. Crawford surveying, now shooting. Can't score. Antonio the rebound. He's got some serious range, Jonah Antonio. Not that kind of range at three-quarter time. The Snakes lead it by 10. Tassie is coming. Final term's going to be enthralling. Stick around. It's the Snakes 71, the Jackies 61.
It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Congratulations, Casey. Oh, and it's official. She is the winner. Put your hands together, Orange Army. We've got another $350 winner. Thanks to Mick and the team at NQ4 Players. All right, we're just about to head into the fourth.
Three-quarter time in the Snake Pit, and the home team holding on to a 10-point lead, 71-61 with a quarter to go. Milton Doyle doing his level best with 19 points. Kyron Galloway has a team high 14 the other way. The biggest margin any team came back from last season at three-quarter time to win was 10 points. It happened twice. Melbourne United did it, Cairns did it. Both of those games went into overtime. So he could be set for a thrilling finish here. Drimmick inside is blocked by Gack to start things off.
And his third quarter was fantastic. Drimmick with 12 points, 5 for 10 from the field. He got going in that third quarter, but again, he's always going defensively.
And Tassie score on this opening possession. They've been slow out of the blocks in the first three quarters. Magnay comes up empty. This ball will go back with Cairns. Ariana, you were listening to Adam Ford at three-quarter time.
That's right, Tasmania cutting down the lead drastically going into this fourth quarter. And before Coach Forty could get to the team, Bradshaw gathered his guys together and said, look, we have to stick together and start communicating more on the court. And then once Coach Forty got to him, he just hit his chest super hard and said, guys, we have to remember who we are. We're not doing the little things anymore. We have to sprint back on defense. We have to talk. And again, we have to stick together.
And hits like that'll help from Taron Armstrong.
Well, that's not part of Taron Armstrong's game. He can knock down the three, but normally not off the dribble. Now up to 10 points. He's got 3 rebounds, 5 assists. He started to settle after a little shaky start with some turnovers.
Well, that was always going to happen when he's been out. It's going to take a little time for him to get to know his teammates.
I'll tell you what, I'll be looking at challenging this as well. Looked like it was off Will Magnay. He turned around to the video operator right there and said, have you got it for me? I don't think he had it in time.
So 10 and 5 for Armstrong in his return game. Talented basketballing family, of course. Brother Trey, an up-and-comer as well. Dad Ben played a bit. Family grew up at Wynyard in the northwest coast of Tassie. Up against his quote-unquote hometown team. Tarangi outside, splashes in a 3. We're back to 10 points.
Just hanging around, Copes.
They make some serious inroads. Margin was out to 20 times in that third period. Low numbers for Edwards. Loves this situation and finishes with aplomb.
And they've done a really good job on him. I mean, he had 10 points for 3 quarters. He shut him down, considering how he played last week.
Crawford outside. That won't go.
It's had a real tough game. If he knocks down a couple of these all to end the third quarter, we might be looking at a different ball game altogether as well. 2 of 9 and a couple of those wide open.
Biggest lead for Cairns was 24. Armstrong, Gack, 3 seconds for Stipe. Wrap around. Oh, Gack. Met at the rim by Magnay.
That is a monster block.
Tarangi outside again. Can't get the second in a row to go. And Will Magnay is making an awful habit of big blocks like that. He is such a force defensively.
His timing is just amazing on the block shot.
And it's strong.
Not many players at a box office at the defensive end. Will Magnay is absolutely one of them. 3 again on the shot clock for the Snakes. They wind it all the way down. They come up empty. Steindl gets to go. There's a foul inside.
Another look.
Missed the shot.
Let's have another look on the Amy replay, Copes. Good dump-off pass by Stipe, but Will Magnay, don't bring anything around Will Magnay.
And that's all ball.
Oh, that is as clean as it comes, and the strength to meet them in the air like that is exceptional. He keeps doing things like this. We might now see Will Magnay for too much longer in the NBL.
So it's a couple of blocks for Magnay so far this evening. Timeout on the floor, so the Taipans are built on their three-quarter time advantage. 7:06 remaining. It's the Snakes 76, the Jackies 64. So Scott Roth, he's got a little bit of work to do here. 26 of 66, the JackJumpers tonight, 39.4% from the field. They're just 29% from downtown, 8 of 27. Snakes 56% from the field and 44% from three-point land.
They've had their chances, JP. They've had plenty of chances to get this probably under 5. They've just missed wide open shots.
They've done it consistently all night too.
You'd imagine, though, Rothy would have had that strong conversation with him at halftime. They came out that second half and playing a whole lot different.
So 12-point Snakes lead out of the Tangerine timeout, 76-64, 7:06 remaining. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, your NBL champions on commentary. Ariana Prather courtside.
Just need to get it within single figures, you feel, because they've had so many good looks and opportunities to get this under 10, and they haven't managed to knock one down. Another one comes up short. Would have brought it back to 9.
8 of 28 from downtown now, Pete.
I think, too, more importantly, they're getting stops on the other end, which is helping them.
Damien shooting 27%. Oh, big block from Doyle. Says no to Stipe. And Milton comes back the other way. Magnay's hit a couple of three-pointers in the ball game already. Crawford, Sword, Doyle, 3-ball.
It's tight. You can see it's the moment he caught it.
Hit-ahead pass. All alone is Armstrong. He had time to fumble it and still score.
They've had their chances, Copes. A block from Milton Doyle, the extra pass, and you can tell he was tired when he let it fly. For as poor as their first half was, they've been a better team in the second half. They just haven't capitalised.
Juk Deng from outside. That one's a bit strong.
Cannot hit anything. 26% from deep. They've only had 4 free throw attempts. They're trying to just live in the 3.
So we'll get a couple more here.
Never die, though. They're still...
Yeah, they're still in it. Who has to be their third option, scoring-wise? So it has to be Milton Doyle. We know that. Jordan Crawford. Is it Will Magnay? Does he have that in him to be a 14-point-per-night scorer?
I think Drimmick. I mean, Drimmick is capable of knocking down the 3. He plays defense. He's aggressive on both ends of the floor, but if he's knocking down his 3s and getting to the basket and shooting free throws, then you give him a ring.
I'll tell you what, you do not want to give burgers away in Cairns with Pedro Bradshaw, the biggest Hungry Jacks fan of all time.
He's there every day anyway.
What does he have, Joe? What does he have?
Has 8 nuggets. I don't know how he's getting 8 nuggets.
And a double whopper with cheese.
It's the 8 nuggets I'm concerned about. I don't know what he's doing with the other 4 or however many it is. I need to know his secret.
Maybe we'll speak to Jack Cowan. And maybe there's a secret menu in Cairns.
Maybe Pedro's got the code. Takeaway for Drimmick. Magnay inside. There is his 14 points, Will Magnay. Hyper efficient as well. 5 of 7 from the field.
Still right there. They know they are.
And that's that defense from Drimmick who makes things happen.
So 78-67 at the Tangerine timeout. Coming up next, Perth and Melbourne out west, RAC Arena. Massive game between two teams that have got championship credentials written all over them in the Wildcats. and United. And of course, the battle of that man, Bryce Cotton, the 4-time MVP, and his fellow contender, Chris Goulding.
It's a bold prediction, Coach, for that game. Go on.
Good luck.
Bold prediction for that game is Goulding with 4 threes. Look, let me tell you why it's bold.
He can do that in the quarter.
Yeah, but he hasn't done it this year at all.
That is rubbish.
He hasn't done it one time this year.
He's played 2 games.
That's right. So third game, 4th game.
Do you understand what bold means?
No.
100%.
He thinks that it's something on Microsoft Word.
No, he thinks it's one of 10's channels that he's going to watch the hoops on Sunday afternoon on.
I think it's a half a banana. That's what I think it is. Bold.
I think either Ben Henshaw or Elijah Pepper's going to have 15 plus. They're going to have a big game.
And that's bold? This pitch. Wow. You got to be kidding me, don't you?
Old Courier New over here. Just trying to italicise and bold the
78-67. Julian Leonard Copeland with you. Your sparring partners in expert commentary this evening. Somehow Armstrong's kept that in the front court.
That's the 15th turnover for Cairns. Straight after the timeout, and you can tell that frustrates 40, and so it should.
But he can't go to that corner because he can't go backwards. You can't go right, you can't go left, and you got 2 guys crowding you.
So side out for the Jackies. Drumic, Deng, Magnay, Soil and Doyle. Doyle and Soil.
It's single digits now. Take a breath, Joel. We've got it. We've got it from here, JP.
Might need more than 1, Pete.
8-point ball game, as I said. When it gets to this position in the 4th quarter, normally you'd want to be the JackJumpers. A turnover from Rob Edwards.
Another chance. Can get back to a 2-score game here. Milton Doyle can't finish, but Craig Sword can.
They are making some noise. Never die, JackJumpers.
Give the credit to Tassie, but also Cairns have played right into their trap.
Scott Roth has got Craig Sword firing here late. He's turned into a real weapon for them. Doyle to Deng. 4-point game.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This is what they do, Copes. Down 20 in the first half. Getting completely outplayed. They stick to their guns. They force yet another turnover, just playing with it too much. Milton Doyle gets the steal, finds Majuk Deng, and they can sniff it.
10-0 run for the Tassie JackJumpers at the Tangerine timeout. Let's listen to Adam Ford.
We still have the lead. We're killing ourselves. I wanted the screen set lower. Why are we sending the screen up here? Why? I asked you to set it at the 3. Relax. We're bringing out the trap. How are we doing? Listen, I want the screen at the 3. It gives us more space to work with. Let's go now. Listen, I want to go a little bit more off-ball screening. Got it? Got it? Back.
I think they got to swing that ball, though.
No. Listen, I want to go off-ball screening. I want to go a bit more C1. Okay, got ball handles. C1.
Well, the issue with this now is, right now, clock management does come into it. But the problem in this last quarter is they haven't been doing what worked in the first half, and they wanted to play with pace. Ever since Tassie started to ramp things up, they went away from what was working. And this is what happens when you've got Tassie starting to put the pressure on. All of a sudden, Cairns are thinking, we need to slow it down. And in the last 6 minutes, them trying to walk it over the court or just try and get by and get shots isn't the way they put up a 20-point lead.
Armstrong, Edwards, Adnam, Galloway, Wardenberg out there. 21 points from 17 Taipans turnovers for the Jackies. And it has kept them around. They might be poised to strike. Adnam gives it up to Armstrong. 6 on the shot clock. Tarrant Armstrong inside. Wonderful finish.
That could have been called a foul as well.
Keep an eye on the next couple of possessions. 40's used all his timeouts, so if this game comes down to the wire, he's going to have to trust his team, as Majuk Deng's had a big 4th quarter as well. Still 4 points, and right now you'd have to say, who are you trusting to get a stop? It's Tasmania.
Deng into double digits now with 11. Doyle has 19. Magnay 14. Drumic 12. Wardenberg to Edwards. 3-ball. No, but the foul.
just took out his landing space. Craig Sword. And that's his night done. That's 5 fouls on their import guard. And if you're Rob Edwards and you see their premier wing defender go sit down, all of a sudden your eyes light up after these next 3 free throws. He's been quiet since the first quarter, really.
Yeah, they've done a good job on it. They have.
So now Sword's out. Just have to contest without being overzealous. That's why he's upset.
Edwards with the first. There's his numbers.
That's 7 points in the opening quarter. But again, you get 3 freebies at the line. Again, there was a good defensive possession from Tassie until that foul.
So 2 of 3 for Edwards. 6-point game, 3:13 remaining. Perth, Melbourne to come after this. Grandstand finish at the Snake Pit. Ding's been good in the final term. He's left all alone. Can't quite make them pay.
That's the one they needed to go, Joel.
Would have really put the shivers into the Snakes and brought it back to a single possession game. At the other end, they can take advantage. Armstrong likes the matchup against Magnay. The dribble moves, the step and the score. Taron Armstrong showing all his wares.
Just sized up, one of the best defenders in the league. And said, meet me at the rim, I'll go round you.
What a prospect that man is. Doyle throws it away. Armstrong with the steal. He grapples with Drimmick as he makes his way up the floor. He throws him away and he gets another to go. Welcome back to the NBL, Taron Armstrong. Timeout, Tassie. And just like that, the Snakes are up by 10.
You feel like he hasn't got a little extra in this, playing against his old home team. Gets the steal and then just brushes off Anthony Drimmick. Back-to-back buckets, and have a look at the stare down.
Strong body.
Been a really good return. As I said, a couple of turnovers in the first quarter. But then he's finished the plus 20 and 18 points, 8 of 9 from the field. He has been terrific.
Highly efficient. 4 turnovers, really the only blip on his night, which was to be expected, and you can see him there, vocal in the timeout. Tangerine timeout for the Taipans. So 86-76. Here he is making those moves. He's such a smooth finisher, Copes.
He is. And we've been waiting on him to get back from injury, knowing what he can do. Great passer, loves to pass. Anytime you got a point guard that loves to pass, he can be my best friend. He comes in, you know, trying to find the open guy, but able to get to the basket, as you see here.
I think he's been a little bit more aggressive to score in the second half because guys won't get into his normal positions where he'd normally find them. He had a couple of turnovers because of that. He's been exceptional, 18, 4 and 5.
Number 4.
So 2:10 remaining. 10-point lead to the Snakes. And Taron Armstrong, who had his career best 18 against Tassie last year, has now matched that against the Jackies again. Magnay to his left hand. No, sir. Armstrong, the focal point of the offense again. You can see why this team is built in his image. He brings them so much creativity, so much spark, and so much skill.
With the stare down. Finishes with strength, gets bumped around in the air. He's a sneaky athlete as well.
8 in a row now for the Snakes. Career best 20 points for Taron Armstrong.
I like this on 40, bringing Kyle Adnam in late. One for free throw shooting, but also as a veteran presence.
The Edwards are into it.
Go to your benches. Over the bench, please.
Taron Armstrong with a little bit of scoreboard action. And I love this from 40. Look, he's just telling Rob Edwards.
Just go over there.
Like that.
Second night in a row. We've had a little bit of spice in the contest late.
Yeah, I might be looking at that where Will Magnate's hand ended up there.
Where it ended up.
There's cameras everywhere and slow-mo cameras.
Well, Nick Popovich found that out last night, courtesy of Luke Brennan.
Look here, Will Magnate comes in to fly the flag. That one right there, that's
trouble.
That is trouble. I think that's why Sam Wardenberg then came in.
Minute 15 remaining, 12-point game, and the referee's having a really good look at this one.
This one will wake you up quicker than a half a banana, Joe. Right here, this one will wake you up, son.
They're going to review all of this, and based on what we saw, there might be an early shower in there. That's what they're pointing out from Cairns. It all started with just that little bit there from Rob Edwards, and Jordan Crawford didn't like it, but yeah, that from Will Magnate. You can't react like that. I know you're flying the flag for your teammate.
So double technical on Crawford and Edwards was the outcome of it. And if Will Magnate has escaped from that...
I'm not sure how he's done that, and Scott just taking him out of the game. But that's shocked me as well. It shocked all of us. He had the best angle of it. Consider himself very lucky.
Will Magnate needs to go down to his local newsagent and buy a lottery ticket ASAP.
Buy me one, too. Peace.
I thought at minimum, yeah, we'd probably be joining the tech foul at minimum.
Tech fouls. Edwards and Crawford in the end. And it'll stay a Taipans ball. Still a little bit of chatter going on with
Doyle getting involved. It doesn't say a whole lot.
Well, Edwards is in there too. Wardenberg, Adnam, Edwards, Galloway, Bradshaw, the lineup for the Snakes. Deng, Tarangi, Crawford, Drimmick, Doyle, the 5 for Scott Roth. Adnam for 3. A little bit strong. Edwards and Crawford ended up fighting for the rebound. It's been the Snakes all the way throughout. Tassie came back at them late, just couldn't muster enough. What can they do down the stretch here to narrow the gap somewhat? Doyle for 3. That won't go. Rebound, Rob Edwards. All the way down the floor, can't finish. Anthony Drimmick takes a little bit of contact. Rob Edwards just chatting to the bench as well, letting them know all about it. As he strides to the stripe to close this one out.
You know he's a competitor. Just Milton Doyle just being like, come on, man. Like this, where the score is now, where the game is at, let's just...
He knows the microwave because he can heat up and score, and now he's going at Crawford again. But if you put the wrong thing in his area when he's operating, Pete, he can cause you all kinds of trouble.
Well, that's just what Mabry's saying. If we're going back to the first game, right, where the wrong warning was given to Montrezl Harrell for hyping up, when there's something going on like that is just not, it's not a warning. It's just, hey, we don't want this to get escalated any further. There's 26 seconds in the game. This result is already completed. Let's just get on with it.
Last 9 points in the game, the way of the Snakes. Make it 10. Edwards with 16, and plenty to say about it. Some love from the coach as he heads to the bench. Time winding down in this one. Tassie had won their previous 5 against Cairns. They were 5-1 in this venue. They hadn't lost to them since 2022. And the Snakes are going to start the year 2-0 at home. Tassie heading back home with a game against Perth on Sunday. Doyle trying to get the circus shot to go. There is a foul on the play.
I think both teams are waiting for this game to be over, but I'd say there might be some more to come out of this, Joel. Yeah, I think when they go back and have a proper look at it, there might be a little bit more to come out of it.
Perhaps our friends at the game review panel casting their eye over things. Drifting to step to the free throw line. He's got 11 points. Doyle has 19, but cooled off toward the end of the game. He was better than 50% earlier on, but 8 of 21 to the end. And Taron Armstrong, 20 points, 9 of 10 shooting. What a welcome return for him. So going to be 3.1 seconds on the clock here. We know that every bucket counts. We saw it last night, Pete. We see it all the time. These teams play it out.
Absolutely. Sometimes if you're new to the NBL and you're wondering what is going on, this game's finished. 2 years ago when Melbourne United missed out on the play-in tournament by a single bucket. Either 2 free throws or 1 layup over the course of the entire season.
Yeah. Just the 6 free throw attempts tonight for Tassie.
Tell you what, wherever I am, next time these two teams play, I want to be glued to that television.
It's a big game for Tassie coming on Sunday. I dare say, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And a big win for the Snakes on Friday night in front of their faithful. They moved to 2-1 on the season, unbeaten at home, with a 90-78 win over the JackJumpers. They led virtually all night. They were challenged down the stretch. But in the end, it's the Taipans who prevail in a game that got chippy late. But if you're a Snakes fan, had plenty to like about it.
Sure did. They did well to hang on. They got their poise back in the 4th quarter when they needed to. But it was a fun game in the end. It started a bit sloppy.
I think the JackJumpers take out of this. They can't get down by that many points. They're always going to make a run. But when you get down by that many points, it's hard to get it back.
We're still chatting away to somebody. But as we said, I think more to come out of this game, Joel. I think they got that wrong, reviewing that. So I think there'll be a lot more to come out of this game.
So 90-78, the final score in Cairns. And this Snakes team be very, very happy with their work, which they are. And one man who will be very happy with his return is Taron Armstrong. He's with Ariana Praver.
Well, welcome back, Taron Armstrong. I guess tonight felt absolutely amazing for you.
Yeah, it was great to be back. Sort of similar story to last year. I got injured in the blitz and missed the start of the season, so it's great to be back. Didn't miss as long as I thought I was either, so yeah, great environment. I'm so happy to be back.
Well, 20 points for you tonight, definitely our player of the game, but you didn't do it by yourself. 6 of your teammates were also in double figures tonight. Just talk about the unselfish play and the great team chemistry you guys have going.
Yeah, that's the thing about our group is we got threats on the court, you know, at all times. 5 guys that can shoot it, 5 guys that are willing to take the right shots, and, you know, we're moving the ball, and when we move the ball, it doesn't matter who scores. It's great for everyone, so yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Taron Armstrong, what a welcome return against his hometown team, the Tasmanian product. 20 points, a new career high for him. As Ariana said, our footlocker player of the game, and deservedly so. He adds another element, another dimension to this Taipans team, who's started out the season as one of the surprise packets. They're 2-0 at home, 2-1 overall. They take care of business over Tassie by 12. We are back to wrap it all up next.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
It was for this man, Taron Armstrong, back in Cairns after injury. A career-high 20 points, 5 assists, getting it done in all facets of the game, bringing the creativity and the spark that he is known for. In a big Cairns Taipans win, 90-78. Joel Peterson, Leonard Copeland, Pete Hawley with you to wrap it all up. A very impressive performance from the Snakes, Copes, and a win that they really deserved.
Absolutely. They started off on fire. I mean, you would have thought they were playing a CBA team or something, the way they came out. But we always knew that Tassie was going to make a run. And they did a very good job. But this guy, we've been waiting on him for a while. For him to come back and play the way he played, with the maturity that he has, is going to make them that much better of a team.
He just slows things down. He looks so composed and creative out there. Does Taron Armstrong, of course, Tasmanian, playing against his adopted team. He did some great things out there tonight. One of the big stories out of the aftermath is going to be the Will Magnay incident late in the game. So the double technicals issued to Edwards and Crawford. Take a look at it here. Pete, do you think there is a postscript to this?
I think there will be, and to be quite frank, I think that when they were reviewing it, they got it wrong. I think that right there from Will Magnay, we talk about the definition of act of violence, the hand around the neck. I think at bare minimum it's a technical foul, but I think he should have probably been tossed in hindsight. And it'd shock me if he doesn't end up with some sort of fine from that. I think it's pretty simple that everybody would be agreeing.
So they play on Sunday. Is that suspension worthy, or are we happy with a fine?
Well, look, if we're going to be consistent about it, that is an act of violence.
And I think you're right. I think it might end up, he might be that one game maybe with an early plea that it becomes a fine. Maybe that's where it does end up. I don't think he'll miss the game on Sunday, but again, I think we all sat here shocked that he was still in. He got subbed out, thankfully, from Scott Roth, but the fact that it kind of got glanced over, I think they got it wrong.
So there's plenty of discussion to come. We'll keep an eye, of course, NBL.com.au, the NBL amp, the place to go for all your news updates on that one as we go through. Rob Edwards, he had plenty to say throughout. He provided plenty of spark to this Cairns crowd. He's going to be a favourite up there, Pete.
Absolutely he is. He's a whole lot of fun. And again, you just hear his interviews, you hear his pre-game, your halftime. He is so well reserved. He just keeps to himself. But when he steps onto the court, he crosses the white line, Copes. He is an absolute monster.
He's chirpy, but he gets the job done as well, which is what we want to see. He has a personality. He can play. He's strong. He gets to the basket, and he knows it. He knows he's stronger than most guards in this league, and he's very aggressive. So, look, I'm happy that he's in this league and good to see him, what he's doing.
And another efficient night for Rob Edwards, so 16, 5 and 5 for him. Of course, the Snakes in action on Sunday against Melbourne United. Tassie back in action against Perth. Tomorrow night, a double-header as well. So Adelaide and the Hawks, big matchup. Bullets and Kings tomorrow. And the one that we are all waiting for next, Melbourne United and Perth, is going to be very, very tasty out west. Who wins that, Copes?
I'm going with the mighty Perth Wildcats in Perth.
Well, I'm 2 for 2 with my tips, and Delhi's a big out. But now that Dylan Willer's out, I'm going to change Melbourne United.
Melbourne United?
Off the fence.
How? I just said Melbourne United.
You can't keep changing.
How is that a fence?
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, my goodness. Go have half your banana and go home. You've had a big night.
Thank you both, gentlemen. Look forward to spending more of the weekend with you. This is coming up next. It is going to be massive. Perth Wildcats, Melbourne United. The rivalry continues at RAC Arena. Going to be a massive clash. Don't go anywhere. The Wildcats and United are next.